Hi Anahata Yoga community. My name is Veda Spidle and welcome to Gentle Yoga and Sound Healing. For those of you new to this class, I recommend finding a comfortable place to practice in. We will be doing some standing poses. So if you don't have a yoga mat, that's fine. Just make sure to find a place to practice on that feels really safe for your footing. I also recommend having a few blankets with you. I will be demonstrating today with 2 yoga blankets. If you don't have those, that's okay. You can use bath towels in their place. And if you'd like for Shavasana, for the rest at the end, and for the sound healing to have an eye pillow or extra blankets or pillows, please grab those. If you don't have an eye pillow, you can use a folded face towel instead. Now, for those of you that have asked about where you can donate, there is a link attached to this video. You can donate to the Seva Project. Those donations will be going to Anahata Yoga staff and teachers to help us in what we're doing. If you're not able to donate, that's completely fine. Please continue to enjoy our classes as we're here to support you the best that we can. And one of those ways of support is making sure that we're all staying in tune with our practice. We will be starting sitting. So I recommend sitting up on at least one folded blanket. If you need to, you can put support underneath the outer edges of the legs. And if you can't sit cross-legged, that's fine. You can put the legs straight out in front of you. If that's not available, you can put the feet to the floor, knees bent, and sit tall. So again, finding a way to sit that supports the most neutral spine that you can sit in, the top of the head over the pelvic floor. Close your eyes. Let's take a sigh breath. You'll need those, huh? Let's do another one. Taking these first few minutes of class to settle into the space that we're in. Settle into your body. Taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for showing up for your practice. And even if today your practice is sitting or lying down and being conscious of the breath, that is yoga. Energetically acknowledging your fellow yogis, your Anahata yoga community, your family, your friends, and other communities that you're a part of. Feel that connection. And bring your awareness back to yourself. Feeling your sitting bones deeply rooted into the earth, the spine elongated, the top of the head reaching to the sky. And settle into your breath. Feel the breath flow in and out of the body. This will be our intention for our practice today. Gentle flow, both with our bodies and with our breath. Bring the hands together at heart center, a gentle pressure between the palms. Let the heart float up to meet the thumbs. We'll do 3 rounds of Om. You can join, you can hum, or you can just listen. Let's first inhale together. Side out. And inhale. Slowly release the hands to the lap. We'll be sitting a little bit longer. If you need to, you can change the cross of your feet. Try to keep the eyes closed. About a minute here for conscious, deep breathing, feeling the breath flow. Breathing through the nose if you can, allowing the inhale to build from the pelvic floor up towards the throat. And as you exhale, releasing the breath from the top point down. Breathe without strain. If your breath isn't filling up into the ribs or the chest, that's okay. Hang out then with your belly breath, allowing the inhale to drop the navel forward and the exhale draws it back. Most importantly, that you're breathing conscious breaths. Feel the muscles of the face soften. Feel the jaw relax. Keep the lips closed if you can. Keeping the breath steady. Slowly transition to table, coming onto all fours, hands and knees. If you need to, you can open up your blanket, your towel across the center of the mat. Wrists land underneath the shoulders. Fingers are wide, knees underneath the hips. Thigh bones create a number 11. Tops of the feet to the floor to start. Moving from the tailbone, inhale, tailbone scoops up, belly drops, heart gaze forward. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, tailbone scoops up, belly drops, heart gaze lifts. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, relax the head. Few more. Feeling the flow with the breath. Keep this movement going with the spine and with the breath. If you want to add in one more, tuck the toes under, inhale here, belly dropped, exhale, round through cat, and press your hips to heels. Keep the legs parallel, feeling the stretch in the bottoms of the feet and the toes. Inhale, glide forward into cow, exhale, round the spine, press hips to heels. Few more. So it's really important for your practice that you only do what feels safe and comfortable for you. Please skip whatever doesn't work for you. And return to table. Toes remain tucked under. If this is enough for you on your feet and your knees, stay here. Otherwise, we're moving into a toe squat from the yin practice of yoga. Toes are tucked under, legs come in closer than hip width, and slowly sit back on the heels. Now, if this is, again, too much on the knees, you can come up into a high kneel instead. Otherwise, you're sitting back on the heels. Toes are tucked under. Lengthen the spine. And breathe. We come up against challenges, against poses that ask a little bit more of us. Can the breath still flow? Even when the body is still. Another breath. Keep the muscles of the face relaxed. If you're not sure, smile. And then walk the hands forward, untuck the toes, and tap the tops of the feet, the toes on the floor. And then relax the feet. Feel the sensations in the feet, the legs. And widen the hands, setting up for a hip release. The legs remain still closer than hip width apart. Inhale at midline. Exhale, hips slowly lower towards the right. We're not trying to touch the floor. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. So continue this movement, swaying the hips side to side. Elbows can bend if needed. Hands and knees remain in contact with the floor. And your gaze is about 1 foot in front of the hands on center. Once more to each side. And then come back to center. Keep the big toes touching, widen the knees. If you have support underneath the legs, you can keep that. And I recommend in that case, letting the tops of the ankles drape over the back end of the folded blanket or your towel. You're sitting back, hips to heels, or sitting back on the heels. You can also put support between your hips and heels if you need a little more space for the knee joints. And then lower yourself down, forehead to the floor. If you need to, forehead to stacked fists. Now, if this is too much on the knees, an alternative that you can do today in our practice is coming back into table, keeping the hips over the knees and walking the upper body forward, forehead to the floor. If that doesn't work for you, another option is laying on your back and hugging the knees into the chest. So wherever you're at, we're here for about 5 to 8 more breaths. So even when we're not flowing with physical movement, when we're in stillness, observe the flow of the breath. Another 2 rounds of breath here. And if you need more time, stay where you are. Otherwise, bring yourself up to table. And then from here, come up to a high kneel. Legs this time remain parallel to each other. Tops of the feet can be to the floor. Arms by your sides. When you inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Lift the heart up as you exhale. Begin to sit back towards the heels, hinging at the hips. Sweep the arms by your sides, palms face down, forehead to the floor or some type of support. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, sweep the arms and fold. A few more. Feeling the union of the physical flow and the flow of the breath. Next time you come up, stay there, palms touch overhead, exhale. Inhale, lengthen the spine, keep the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, gentle stretch to the right. Inhale, come up through midline, and exhale to the left. Once more to each side. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale. Left. Inhale and release. The hands come down through midline. Begin to sit back towards the heels. Hands can go to the thighs and then the floor. Return to table. Level the spine relatively parallel to the floor. Tuck the toes under and then extend the right leg out behind you. Level the hips. Relax the heart down, taking 3 pushbacks here. Inhale. And then as you exhale, stretch into the extended leg by pushing the mat away from you. Keep the hips leveled. Inhale, shoulders over the wrist. Exhale, push the mat away, stretch into the extended leg. One more. Inhale, shoulders over the wrist. Stay here, or with your next inhale, lift the right leg, toes stay down. Exhale, touch the toes down towards the floor. Inhale again, lift the leg up. Exhale, touch down. 3 more. One more. And then release to table. Other side, extend the left leg out, level the hips. Inhale. Exhale, push the mat away from you, stretch into the extended leg. Shoulders return over the wrist. And 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Shoulders return over the wrist. Stay here or float the left leg off the floor. Then slowly touch down the tips of the toes towards the floor and lift it up again. Keep the breath moving. Breath and movement are paired. One more. And return to table when you feel even on both sides, and then come into child's pose or any other modification or variation you'd like to take instead. This time, come up on the fingertips, the palms as if they had tennis balls underneath them. The palms are elevated, elbows are elevated, shoulder blades are broad against the upper back, but they're still hugging towards the spine. So you still have that work of the muscles on the upper back. And then slowly lower the forehead down. Underarms are lifted. And we breathe. About 2 to 3 more breaths here. The inner arms are reaching up towards the sky. And then slowly release the palms. Walk yourself up to table. Let the breath go as you readjust. Moving into lunge, tuck the toes under, step the right leg through between the hands. I'm working on the same side as you. You can bump up again onto the fingertips. If this is enough, stay, that's okay. Otherwise, lift the back knee off the floor. Straighten the back leg, pressing out through the back heel. Inhale here, heart reaches forward. Exhale, straighten the front leg and maybe fold. Inhale, front knee bends, heart reaches forward. Exhale, straighten and fold. A few more, feeling the movement in the body, the flow of the breath. Next time the front knee bends, keep it bent, and then look at your back heel and drag the back foot forward until the back heel touches down to the floor. You have an angle on the back foot, front heel to back heel alignment, hips remain squared forward, and then hands come up to the top of the front thigh. If you find you don't feel stable here, return the hands to the floor, bump your left leg out to the left a few inches, and then again, walk yourself upright. Hands walk up to the thighs. The hips keep pressing down through the outer edge of the back foot. Hips are squared forward, hands to the hips. Inhale, straighten the front leg without locking the knee. Exhale, re-bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. A few more. Making sure the center of the knee is tracking through the center of the ankle. That line can be drawn to the second toe or between the second and third toe. Now the next time the front knee is bent, keep it bent and inhale the arms up towards the sky. Full warrior one. Inhale here. And as you exhale, sweep the arms by your sides, hinge at the hips as we did earlier. Take a gentle bow forward, legs remain stationary as they are. Inhale, reach the arms up, maybe a gentle back bend, lifting the heart. Exhale, the arms flow by your sides as you bow. 3 more. Let's see, I think we have one more. Lose track of the numbers here sometimes. Beautiful work, guys. Inhale, come up, full warrior one. And as you exhale, hands touch at midline, bring them down through center into the hips. Find a point out in front of you that's stationary. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, release the left foot to the floor. And then check your feet. I'm going to spin so it's a little bit easier for you to see me. And you want your feet on the floor, toes point forward, center of the knees tracking through the second toe, between the second and third toe. Stand tall, mountain pose. Reestablish a steady breath. Make sure you feel safe with your footing. With your next inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale to the right side stretch. I'm mirroring you. Inhale, come up. And exhale to the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to come up. And as you exhale, release the arms by your sides. Take a few shoulder rolls, bring the shoulders up, back, and down. 2 more. Beautifully done. So we're turning the front end of your mat or the front point of where you're practicing. Feet are parallel. Arms are externally rotated, the palms face forward. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, bend at the knees, take a hinge at the hips, and keep the spine elongated. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up, maybe a gentle back bend by lifting the heart. And as you exhale, sweep the arms again by your sides, bend the knees, looks like downhill skier. Few more. The inhale, you rise up. The exhale, downhill ski. Moving with the breath. One more. This time, keep the knees bent. Hands can go to the thighs. Bend the knees even deeper until the hands touch down to the floor in line with the feet. Step the right leg back into lunge. Once you're there, hold the body in stillness for a moment. Catch your breath. And then when you're ready, the left hand goes to the left hip, setting up for your lunge twist, and begin to twist open to the left. The heart opens, the shoulders stack, maybe the left arm to the sky. Inhale here. And as you exhale, slowly release the hand to the floor. Lower the back knee down to the mat. Come into table and take a breath. And now other side, tuck the toes under. Left leg comes through. We build lunge now on this side. Back knee floats up. Press out through the back heel. When you're ready, making it dynamic, inhale, heart reaches to the horizon. Exhale to straighten the front leg and maybe fold. Inhale, bend the front knee, lengthen the spine. Exhale, straighten and fold. Keep moving if you can. Most importantly, that the breath is flowing smoothly. Do your best. Front knee bends, building warrior one on the side. Look at your back foot and drag it forward until the right heel touches down to the floor. The right foot's at an angle about 45 degrees, allowing the hips to remain squared forward. Remember, if you need to, bump your right leg out to the right a few inches for more stability. And as you feel ready with your inhale, walk the hands up to the top of the front thigh. Keep pressing down through the outer edge of the back foot. Hands to the hips. Check in with your breath. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, rebend the knee, making sure it does not pass the ankle. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. As you continue this movement with the front leg, you're still pressing down through the outer edge of the right foot. Smile if you need to. Keep the muscles of the face soft. And the next time the front knee bends, keep it bent and then float the arms up towards the sky. Full warrior one. Inhale here. And as you exhale, sweep the arms by your sides, hinge at the hips, gentle bow. Inhale, reach up. Keep pressing down through the outer edge of the back foot. Exhale, bow. Flow movement. And feeling the flow in the breath. So this combination of conscious breathing, mindful movement. We're helping prana, the healing life force, the energy force through the body, to flow more freely as well. Now the next time that you come up into full warrior one, keep the arms there. With your exhale, hands come down together through midline to the hips. Find a point straight out in front of you. Keep your gaze on that point. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, release the right foot. And I'm again going to spin so you can watch me a little bit easier. Check your feet. Stack knees over ankles, hips over knees, ribs over hips, shoulders over ribs, top of the head over the pelvic floor. Palms can face in or open. And breathe. Now being aware of the four corners of the feet, we have the big toe mound, the little toe mound, and the back two corners of the heels. Keep those 4 points anchored down. If you want to, you can close your eyes for a little more challenge. Begin to sway side to side. Keeping those 4 points in contact with the floor. If it helps, you can also focus in on the 5th point, the center of the heel. And now sway front to back. Playing with our edges here. Keep breathing, feeling the body gently flow front to back. And then come back into neutral. Take 2 shoulder shrugs. Inhale, squeeze them up and let them drop. 2 more. Nice work. Now either keeping the arms down or they can move with you. With your inhale, float the heels off the floor. Maybe the arms float up overhead. Palms can touch. As you exhale, release the arms, heels down. Few more. Inhale, heels lift. Maybe arms float up overhead. Exhale, release. If you want more of a challenge here, close your eyes or bring your gaze to the center between the brows. 2 more. Beautifully done. Releasing the feet, the arms. Take a shoulder shrug. Returning to the front end of the mat if you're not already there. And same as we did earlier, our downhill skier, arms by your sides, palms face forward. Bend at the knees, keep the center of the knees pointing forward, hinge at the hips, elongated spine. And then inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the legs. This time as you exhale, open the arms into cactus, forearms in line with the ears. Inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, sweep the arms by your sides, downhill skier. A few more. Inhale up, exhale, cactus arms, heart lifts. Inhale up, exhale, downhill skier. About 3 more rounds on your own, feeling this flow in the body and with the breath. Next time you come into downhill skier, stay there, keep breathing. A little bit more challenge, lift the toes, but keep the 4 corners glued. Keep breathing. Breath is flowing with ease, steadiness. Relax the toes, hands go to the thighs, bend deeper into the knees until you can touch down to the floor, and then step your left leg back, setting up for our lunge twist. Right hand to the hip, taking a moment. When you feel ready, begin to twist open to the right, maybe the right arm to the sky. And with your exhale, release the hand down, lowering the back knee to the floor, come into table. Take a breath. And then bring the knees in a little bit closer than hip width apart, setting up for our hip circles, and you can widen the hands, and then draw circles with the hips around the knees. Reverse direction. Come back to center and take child's pose. We'll be here for about a minute. You can bring the hands together, keep the elbows on the floor and rest the hands at the base of the skull. Few more breaths. And slowly release the hands to the floor. You can stay longer if you need to. Otherwise, press yourself up. And then we find our way down onto our bellies. If you want to open up a blanket on the length of your practice area or on the length of your mat, go ahead and do that now. Bring yourself down. Oh, and if any of you need a little extra support for the knees, place support, a blanket, a small short pillow at the back end of your mat, and drape the tops of the ankles over that support. And then we meet on our bellies, stacking the hands or the forearms, creating a pillow for your forehead. Now, if this is enough for you, you can stay. Otherwise, we build baby cobra. Hands go to the floor in alignment with the chest, forehead to the floor to start. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, point the elbows back, press down through the feet, simultaneously out through the toes. Keep the knees down on the floor. Inhale, reach the heart up towards the horizon. Exhale, slowly bow. A few more. Inhale, float the gaze up. Exhale, fold. Keep going. Next time you come down, you can rest on your right ear, arms by your sides, and let go. Or you can return your forehead to center. If that was enough, stay where you are. Otherwise, one more set. Hands to the floor in line with the chest, palms down, forehead to the floor, elbows hug in, tops of the feet press down, simultaneously out through the toes. Inhale, float the gaze up, lift the heart up, maybe even the legs. Exhale, release the legs, the forehead touches down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, release. A few more. One more. Slowly coming down. You can rest on your left ear, arms by your sides, palms up, or again, forehead to center. Let go. And when you're ready, forehead to center, hands to the floor, relatively under the shoulders. Inhale, press up through table. And come back into child's pose, big toes touch, knees go wide. If you're keeping the support underneath the ankles, just make sure that the toenails of the big toes are touching down to the floor. If not, then you might need to lower the support. Bring yourself down, forehead to the floor. And when you're ready, bring yourself up to table, and then we come on to our seat. So I recommend sitting a little bit elevated. You don't have to. If you find that for your posture you need to sit up even higher, that's fine. Just please put some type of support underneath your knees. It can also be really nice to have support underneath the knees if your hamstrings are talking, if your low back is talking. So take a moment, coming into Dandasana, staff pose, hands aligned with the hips, palms down, fingertips pointing forward, pressing down through the palms. If that's too much on the body, that's okay. You can have your hands behind you, elevated on fingertips, maybe even lean back a little bit if that brings you some relief for the back. Keep the spine elongated, heart elevated. Check in with the flow of the breath. Now staying here, or hands go to the outer edges of either leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach the heart forward, a gentle fold. So it's not about how far down you're going, it's just that we're doing this graceful, gentle flow movement with the back. You can bend the knees more if you need to. If you'd like, you can have your hands on the thighs or the shins. Just you don't weight bear down through the hands, just using them as a guide. Keep the shoulder blades hugging towards the spine, folding forward, leading with the base of the breastbone. A few more. And the next time that you come up, release the arms, again behind you or by your sides, in line with the hips. Elevate the heart, top of the head towards the sky. Breath here. And then point and flex the feet. Feel yourself beginning to slow down. And bounce the knees. And then scooting off the support that you were sitting on. And I recommend here to grab another blanket or your towel and open it up so it looks something like this. It's a larger but long rectangle. Placing that behind you lengthwise. We're setting up for a bridge variation, bridge pose. Buttocks is on the floor on this first blanket that you put down. The second one you are not sitting on. Knees are bent, feet to the floor. Use your hands to help bring yourself down all the way. Now, if you need to, oh, just kidding, let's reset. So when you do this, what you're looking for with your body is actually, you are sitting on that blanket. All right, let's try that again. So you're sitting on the blanket. What actually is happening when you come down is your shoulders go to the back end here of the fold of your blanket and the head is down on the floor. There we go. So you're on the blanket with your buttocks and your back. Your feet are on your mat or on that first blanket. And then your head is on the floor. The back, the tops of your shoulders are just at the edge of the back of this blanket you just put down. Shoulders are tucked under, shoulder blades are tucked under, coming into robot arms, palms facing each other, fingertips point up. Feet to the floor. If you have extra blanket, just kind of scrunch it in or roll it in so you're not standing on it and the buttocks is still comfortably, the hips are still comfortably resting on that blanket. Now when you inhale, float the hips up, ribs up, heart up. Exhale, one vertebra at a time, slowly release. So what happens here with this blanket support and giving a little bit of a lift for the torso and the hips, but the head is not on that same blanket, it's supporting the neck. A few more. Inhale, float the hips up, ribs up, heart up. Exhale, slowly touch down. Keep going. Keep the gaze up, nose pointing up. Flowing with the breath. The breath and the movement are paired. One more. When you've lowered down, hug the knees to the chest. And rock side to side. Then we'll be pressing up to move that blanket. You can either rock side to, or front to back on the length of your spine to come up to seated, or just roll over to your comfortable side, press yourself up, move that extra blanket off to the side and return lying down on your back. Now, if you need support for underneath the neck, you can put your blanket there with a light roll under the neck, making sure you're not lifting the head too high. And legs in windshield wipers, knees bent, feet wider than hips, palms facing up, and sway the legs side to side. And we continue this movement side to side, but bring the feet in closer than hip width, and this will bring the twist further up the spine. Beautifully done. Come back to center. Hug both knees into the chest. Maybe float the forehead up to meet the knees. Don't do it if it doesn't feel good. And then full body stretch. Now slowly release the arms. Hug the right knee in towards the chest. We're going to lift and lower the left leg if needed. You can always take a slight bend in the left knee and only lift the leg as high as feels comfortable for you and safe for your low back. With your inhale, lift the left leg up, sole the foot facing the ceiling. Exhale, slowly release the leg down. And do this a few more times. Keep the hips stationary. Keep breathing. About two more. And the next time that the left leg lowers down, keep it all the way down on the ground. Keep the right knee bent, slowly release the right foot to the floor, setting up for a twist. Press down through the right foot, float the hips up, glide the hips to the right, slowly lower the hips down, and then take your left hand to the right knee, allowing the left leg to turn with you as you twist the right leg across the body, or you guide the right leg across the body, taking a twist, letting the hips stack, and maybe turning the head to the right, pivoting the head on the neck. The right arm can be extended out with the wrists in line with the shoulders, palm up. A few more breaths here. And slowly inhale to come up. Recenter your hips. Hug the right knee into the chest. Maybe float the forehead up to meet the knee. And then full body stretch. And we switch sides. Hug the left knee into the chest. And then when you're ready, inhale the right leg up. Exhale the right leg down. Remember, you can take a bend in the knee of the right leg if needed. Breath and movement are paired. You have about two more. The inhale floats the leg up, hips remain stationary. The exhale lowers the leg down. One more. And the right leg releases all the way to the floor. Left foot touches down, setting up for the twist. Press down through the left foot. Hips go up. Glide the hips to the left, lower hips down. And then twist the left leg or guide the left leg across the body for your twist. Letting the hips stack. You can pivot your head on the neck, gaze opposite direction of the knees. Bottom leg turns with you, allowing the hips to stack. And breathe. Inhale back to center. Hug the left knee into the chest. Float the forehead up to meet the knee. And then full body stretch. Sigh or yawn. And release the arms by your sides. Bend the knees again, feet to the floor. Take a breath. And hug both knees into the chest. Rock side to side, taking any other gentle movements that call out to you. Making our way to Shavasana. When you feel ready, you want to set yourself up so you're comfortable. You can simply extend the legs out, let the feet flop open away from each other, arms by your sides, palms up. If you need to, especially for your low back, you can put support underneath the knees. And you can build up that support as high as needed. Let the heels rest about 6 to 12 inches away from each other. Again, feet flop open. You can put a blanket or extra folded towel across the hips. You can put on your eye pillow, anything else that you need. So take a few moments here to get comfortable. I'll be getting the singing bowls. Anything else that you need. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. If you need one more, go ahead and take that. Let the body begin to settle. Let the earth hold you so you can relax in the way that you're holding yourself. Soften the skin. Relax the muscles and let the bones be heavy. Release now any effort with your breath. Let it flow on its own. Feel its natural movement. Giving ourselves this time now for Shavasana, allowing the practice to integrate, for prana to flow freely. Let go. Awareness returns to the flow of the breath. And then to the body. Bring back gentle movements, wiggling toes and fingers, pointing and flexing the feet, opening and closing the hands, squeezing them as if you're squeezing sponges. And rock the head side to side. Enjoy a full body stretch. And then bend the knees, feet to the floor, windshield wipers, or hug the knees into the chest. And when you feel ready, roll over to your comfortable side into the fetal position, keeping the eyes closed. You can stay here for as long as you need to if you feel ready. Slowly press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bring the hands together at heart center. And with gratitude, we'll close with the single sound of Om. Receive your breath. Bowing head to heart in honor of each other, ourselves, and this practice. Thank you so much for showing up today for yourself, energetically supporting each other, and giving me the opportunity to guide your practice. It's an honor. Namaste.